Ivermectin, roll number 25, Cobazole, Butanol, Chandrama, class 16, roll number 2, Salazam, Ice, class 16, roll number 4, Release, Cormier, Rasika Chandrama, class 10, 8, roll number 27, Himalaya Krishna, class 16, roll number 18, I request all of you to please come on the stage. And get your response. All the participants are giving us the details. Listen to the rules and regulations of our okay? Participants, are you all ready? Are you all ready for the competition? And all the students, please, and let it silence, okay? See how I went? Your answers to participants, okay? You see all of them. Now I will repeat all the rules and regulations for the debate competition. Listen carefully, okay? Two students from each household, one audience and one supporter, each participant will be given 5 minutes to speak on the topic. Participant aims to become as two students from each household and you will be given 5 minutes to speak on that particular topic. Okay? And after completion for delivery, all the other houses, you can raise your question. And you have to be very attentive. You have to be very attentive when your other opponents have given the topic. Okay? Because you are going to raise a question after the speech. Okay? You have to raise a question after the speech. Understood? Understood? Understood, Rachita? Rachita, understood? Kasih, understood? Okay. So now you all understand the rules and regulations. Now we will start our debate competition. So I have to invite this around. Okay, we will begin our debate competition. First of all members should listen very carefully. The question, once the debate ends, you have to write it. So listen very carefully. Towards debate competition, we will start from the movie house. Movie house, please. Movie house, please be on the stage. Who is going to start? All the best.
Very good morning. A very good morning, my dear judges, teachers, headmasters, and my dear seniors and juniors. I myself am Iman Sinha from class 16, roll number 18, presenting now in today's debate competition, and I will support its education necessary for promoting understanding and resolving conflicts. I would like to start by saying yes, education is the most important tool for understanding and resolving conflicts. Let me highlight everyone in this group with some circumstances to prove that education is necessary for promoting understanding and resolving conflicts. Point 1. Education promotes conflict resolution skills. Education empowers remember, and memorize sentences, and also helps them to remain calm in a situation. Point number two, education promotes critical thinking and problem realizing. In education gives an individual tools to understand the root causes of conflicts and helps them to understand these conflicts. Here are some evidence of education's impact on children. Studies have shown that children who are well educated cause less crime and civil unrest. These education efforts have demonstrated their effectiveness in reducing crime rates and civil unrest. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay, now there will be a appearance again. Okay, Rasikan to speak about the case. Please go ahead.
A very good morning to our judges, teachers, brothers and sisters, and all my dear friends. I'm Rachita Lumina from Class 8D, representing Ruby House on today's debate competition. And I'll be speaking against the motion, is education necessary for promoting understanding and resolving conflict? So before we dive in, let's examine the word necessary. If something is necessary, it means without it, a goal will not be able to finish. But our society, history, and everyday life have proved otherwise. Conflicts are not solved through degrees or diploma, but by our emotions such as our respect to others and forgiveness. Many uneducated mothers and fathers have resolved disputes and fights in their communities. Now, let me give one more example. As Europe is one of the most educated society and have one of the most highly level educated country, there are still many wars happening. So while education alone does not guarantee a magic key to peace, we need our emotions and all that intact. A farmer which has never touched any books is able to understand his neighbor far better than a college professor because we humans need to share emotion in order to understand each other. So, in conclusion, we have to understand each other. While education do play a big part, our emotions play more bigger part. Thank you everyone and have a great day.
Okay, now we will go on to the second question. The second question is from Sapphire House. So we will also Sapphire House for the supporters who will support the topic. This one first is.
A very good morning to one and all present here. My name is Priyanka Rajkumari of Class 6, Section 0 42. And on behalf of the House, I will be supporting on the motion, is education necessary for promoting understanding and resolving conflicts? Yes, education is highly beneficial for education is highly beneficial for resolving conflicts, as education means promoting factual and unbiased data that can minimize conflict. Education provides a framework. Education provides a framework for complex problems, including social, economic potential, and historical factors. It can also encourage empathy and the ability to see the situation from multiple perspectives. Education also instills values of tolerance, cooperation, and the even for diversity, utilize themselves for resolving conflicts, utilize themselves for building a peaceful and inclusive society. Thank you and have a nice day.
And now, welcome to our colleagues to go against the topic.
To all the respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Good morning to all the respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I myself am from class 7C, representing Chapar House. In today's debate, I will be standing against the motion of education and so conflicts. As education is important for us, it is not the ultimate solution for promoting understanding and resolving conflicts. Conflicts arise when one group wants to impose their will against another. Their policies differ and mutual disagreement arises. Conflicts are often fueled by emotions, greed, political interest, which education cannot solve it. While we have seen many examples of well-educated and highly known figures in the history that caused many conflicts and civil wars in their countries, and also spread hatred propagandas through medias and their newspapers. And therefore, I would like to say that education alone cannot solve conflicts, as education doesn't give us the moral values and the understanding about people and our society. And political just cannot be resolved by highly educated people. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.
Okay, now I want to ask the participant. The participant is from the now. So please, from the now, you come out to the paper.
A very good morning to everyone present, respected judges, teachers, and my fellow learners. My name is Rashid Narwani, representing Every House, and today I'm going to be supporting the motion, is education necessary for promoting, understanding, and resolving conflicts? First of all, education builds knowledge of causes. Without this knowledge, every solution is temporary. Take the example that two communities are living in war. Without education, people may only blame each other as greedy or unfair. But through education in subjects like geography and science, we learn that the real cause is scarcity of water resources. So, instead of staying at blame, education guides both sides towards liberation and lasting peace. And once we know the cause, education also provides the solution, like rainwater harvesting, irrigation, or water recycling, for to give an example. So, instead of anger and finger pointing, education turns conflict into problem solving and cooperation. Secondly, education develops critical thinking skills. Conflicts are often fueled by emotion, but education trains us to pause, analyze, and act fairly. For example, let's say one student accuses another of cheating, a critical thinker will look for evidence instead of spreading rumors. Some may say that life experience alone develops thinking, but education refines it from more structured, evidence-based reasoning, something raw experience alone cannot provide. Thirdly, education improves communication skills. Miscommunication is one of the biggest parts of conflict. But through learning languages, literature, dialogue techniques, we learn how to express ourselves more clearly and listen carefully. This prevents small misunderstandings from growing into big disputes. Fourth, education teaches us how to solve conflicts. problem-solving methods. So, conflicts cannot be resolved through shouting or violence. They need proper structured solution. Education exposes us to proven strategies like negotiation, cooperation, and win-win outcomes. This makes resolution possible, whereas raw emotion only deepens the division. Fifth, education encourages empathy. When we study culture, history, and literature, we step into other people's shoes. This empathy prevents prejudice, the root of many conflicts. While empathy is a human quality, education broadens it to include people of different culture we may never even meet, making us more open-minded and tolerant. Sixth, education strengthens emotional control. Through psychology and ethics, we learn how to manage our anger and frustration. Instead of reacting with aggression, we respond with maturity, turning conflict into cooperation. Seventh, education provides legal, ethical understanding. Many conflicts escalate because people don't know their rights or responsibilities. Education gives us the knowledge of laws, justice, and fairness. So, many conflicts actually become worse because people don't know the proper way to seek justice. Education gives us the knowledge of fairness and legal way to resolve conflicts using peaceful means rather than violence. And finally, education connects us globally. In today's world, conflicts are not only local but international. And through education, we learn about other nations' cultures, and global challenges. This builds cooperation rather than suspicion. So, yes, emotion and experience are part of life. Without education, conflict resolution is just trial and error. Education is the root, the foundation on which every lasting solution must be built. Therefore, I firmly believe that education is not just important, it's indispensable for understanding, promoting, and resolving conflicts. Thank you all and have a great day ahead.
Now we will go out to the and go against the other. All of you, please, all the students, you make a silence. And I request all the teachers to please control the students. They are giving all the light so that we can hear what is the message.
A very good morning, everyone. Respected judges, my dear teachers, my fellow educators. I myself, Krishna Mohammed, class 8A, representing NS House on the Inter-Health Debate Competition. Today, I stand before you as the opposer of the motion. Is education necessary for promoting, understanding, and resolving conflicts? I strongly believe that education, in the narrow sense, means the education which is bounded by the school learnings, classroom learnings, and educational institutions. First, resolving a conflict, what we really need is understanding of what the situation is in it and understanding what their true intentions and feelings are. Not only that, but the experience we had in the past. We can bring that out on the current situation and use it to defend ourselves on the truth of what that states. For example, let me take that a farmer. A farmer has some land and there is a businessman, an well-educated man who wants to buy the land to build a factory. But the people of the village are afraid that the factory is going to destroy their lives. What causes to destroy their lives? The pollution, the air pollution, the water pollution that will caused by the factories. If you see in one perspective, the factory is going to harm us. But if you see in another perspective, the factory is going to destroy the forest, not only the forest, but the lives of the innocent animals and the livelihood of the humans living there. So that leaders only thought of his gain, the short-term gain that can only be to satisfy his own needs, not thinking about the environment. Even today, technology, we use technology to improve our life, to ease our life, but we don't know what it will do to our future. Right now, there is water pollution, air pollution, there are land pollution, the uses of plastic. We have invented plastic so it could be easy for us to carry stuff, but we didn't think of its after effect. So yes, I would like to conclude that education is necessary, but still, education is not that necessary for resolving a conflict. For resolving a conflict, as I've said before, we need experience. We need to understand the problem. Thank you and all, and have a nice day.
Now, we come to the last participant. I would like to go out to the last one. Please be on stage for the people.
A very good morning to one and all. I, Chandra Puja, from class 16, more virtual, participating in the debate competition, supporting the topic, is education necessary for promoting, understanding, and resolving conflicts? On behalf of the House, yes, education is necessary for promoting, understanding, and resolving conflicts. As it enables an individual with the knowledge, skills, and values necessary to resolve disagreements positively, leading a peaceful resolution of conflicts. Don't you agree that? Don't you like the peaceful resolution of conflicts? Now, let us get to the second point. What are those conflict resolution skills? They are critical thinking. Education provides individuals with critical thinking skills, enabling them to analyze the context. Second, effective communication. Individual teaches effective communication to individuals as it is necessary for promoting, understanding, and resolving conflicts. Let me tell you an example. For example, if you speak excessively to a second person, then of course the conversation will sour quickly. But in the other situation, if you talk politely, then the conversation will be pleasant, peaceful, and it will go on. Would you like to prepare a second situation where you realize the conflict? Now, empathy. Education provides individuals with the skills to understand human emotions. It will learn how will they be able to resolve conflicts. Moral, so education also provides problem solving skills. Now, what are those? Means the skills to find a solution of a problem or to find a resolution of a conflict. Now, these all are vital for resolution of conflict. That's why they are called the conflict resolution skills. Now, the third point. Education has a long-lasting impact on individuals, communities, and societies, making it an important aspect of life. In real world, education can help in various contexts. For example, such as international relations and personal relationships. Like in a well-educated family, people experience more understanding, more cooperation, and love for each other, sharing sorrow, pain, and happiness, forming a happy family. Now, my fourth point. Education has a human fundamental right and has the power to write down any individual, community, or society. With the help of education, we can The non-educated person or any uneducated person starts a conflict when hundreds of other educated persons stands against them and fights for justice. Don't you agree that? Uneducated person always starts in conflict, but most of the educated person always ends. Now, thank you and have a great day ahead.
A very good morning to respected servant, master, teachers, seniors, and my dear friends. I, Anis Chandra of class 6B, roll number 4, will be against the topic is education necessary for promoting, understanding, and resolving conflicts on behalf of Opa staff. The first point I would like to touch upon is one of the most simple, yet the most neglected part of our society. Civic sense. So many people have so many degrees and call themselves educated. Yet, all of these degrees can't stop them from throwing trash at our motherland. We as humanity have progressed so much that we have landed on the other side of the moon and searched for alien life. Yet, we still find trash in our seas. According to scientists, the deepest part of the earth, the Mariana Trench, has Coke cans at its depth. Now, I would like to talk about my second and final point. Education can foster awareness, critical thinking, but education can be also used as a tool for what? Manipulation. Even educated people may fail to resolve conflicts if they don't have the ability to listen with empathy, understanding, respectfully, and engage in meaningful dialogue. To settle confusion, we need effective, empathetic communication, not intellectual knowledge. This paves the way for genuine conflict resolution. Thus, I concur. I present that education as a whole is not enough to sustain. Thank you all and a very wonderful day ahead.
Okay,